I was on Twitter about a couple days ago, and I came across this post or this tweet that said, uh, June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So I kind of raised my eyebrow a little bit, and I'm all like, since when did there start becoming a Men's Mental Health Awareness Month? And, you know, I guess all of a sudden now, you know, people are starting to care about how men, feel and all that type of stuff. But my thing is, and I'm gonna give an example that happened over, I'd say, 14 years ago, uh, with bullying. Bullying has been something that has happened in the school system. Within like with like it starts at elementary school, you know, high school, and even in college. But I think 2010, all of a sudden now people are all like, "Hey, let's start a campaign to stop bullying," you know. And bullying never technically stopped. Kids still get bullied in school, and you still have, I'm trying to get, I'm not trying to get monetized, but you have kids that inflict self harm, let's just say, and ill will towards other kids. But this is just an example. But it all ties into like how it's not until time goes by when people start to consider something an awareness. You know, in society, men are not considered even human. I may talk about issues on my channel that only maybe a few men can understand. Um, we don't have the same, point of view in life, but for those who still listen, I appreciate it because that shows me you still want me to, you can still take in what I have to say, even though we have polar opposite lives. But just in general, just taking me out of the equation, being a man, especially in America, we are not even technically considered human. You know, there are issues that only people within ourselves that have like minds can agree to and discuss in a closed form. You know, this is why some men have uh, friend groups, you know, that differentiate over time that we discuss these issues about. You know, say like YouTube and other outlets like that. But for men as such as myself that do put this content out, every so often, it's like we're bombarded with a ton of comments and reaction videos and critiques that not only women have but other men, have too. And I don't have a problem with people voicing their opinion, but it's like we as men, we have stuff to say too. And the world likes it when a woman complains and bitches about stuff, uh, cries and all that shit. Because in the nature of women, women get whatever they want. Women get treatment, you know. Women are pampered, you know. Even women that are older than me, in your late 20s, early 30s, they can still complain and ask for anything. And some man out of nowhere will just give them money or whatever makes them feel, you know, complete. But we as men, we don't have that. I don't want to say luxury, but we don't have that tool to just talk about things and we get whatever we want. This is why some men take a while to open up about things and express their emotions, you know. Especially as a black man, I'm basically at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to, you know, my mental health awareness. I may address it and I may want people to feel comfortable when they want to express what they want to talk about, but from what I know, a lot of people will not. It'll kind of be just swept under the rug, man. And the expectations of men in today's society, it's not like what it was like over 100 years ago. Which times change, but I just think a man now is just a tool that women use to get whatever they want. And you have a lot of movements like the men going their own way, TFL, red pill, blue pill, which I've addressed in the past, and you have men resorting to other things like, video games, and online chats, which could sometimes be questionable. And you have men that just, if they're not into any of those things, a lot of the times they just keep their head down and just keep it moving, And most of the time, most of us know that I'm not saying all women, hate it when we express our, uh, the issues we have on the world, but at the same time, nobody really wants to hear about it. Nobody wants to be like, oh wow, like what he's talking about actually has substance. Maybe I should tune in. Like people aren't like that. Some people could disagree and not really give their opinion on why they disagree. They might just say, oh, you're a man, you gotta just deal with it. And that's pretty much all we do, you know. We just deal with shit. And going back to me as a black man, it's like I can't really cry about issues I have in my life. I can make videos about it, but at the end of the day, I already know people don't really care. I already know if I go to therapy, it's not really gonna matter. And I already know if people click on the video that it's not really gonna get a lot of views because it's still a very taboo subject. But with this Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, why now? Why is it now that people want to have awareness of this when since I would say damn near since the beginning of time, we've been conditioned to just deal with stuff. But now more than ever in today's, in the world today, I would say, men are just treated like shit, and women are paraded and celebrated, you know. The only time a man is appreciated is if he buys a woman shit, if he literally bows down to a bitch, you know, if he lets her sleep with another man. Yeah, the women respect all that shit. But as far as a man that has morals, integrity, a good head on his shoulder, uh, he knows right from wrong, you know, women don't give a fuck about any of that shit. For those watching, have y'all ever played Red Dead Redemption 2? Because in that game, right, Arthur Morgan, uh, throughout the whole entire, game from beginning to end, you know, you either choose the path of a good man or a bad man. And from what I remember, I'm pretty sure if you a bad man, you go out like, you know, you go out sad. But if you a good man, you have like high honor, I think. And overall, you like, you know, uh, you stay to your morals, you stay to your guns, You don't fuck up like any side missions or nothing like that. Then yeah, pretty much like you go out as a hero. But in the game, Arthur knows, like, and he said it flat out. He said, I'm not a good man, but people tell him that he is. And when he's a bad man, people say, like, in the game, you have civilians and citizens and all that shit. People literally telling him, like, hey, like, you're not who you were originally, which was a good man. But moral of the video, people don't give a damn about men. And people don't care about fathers either. To raise a kid and to be present in their life, I don't know about y'all, but this generation, they really don't like fathers. Like, they don't want fathers to be present. And you can have a lot of negative effects could impact that child without a father. You have a lot of baby mamas that be taking niggas' kids, aborting fetuses, uh, taking all them niggas' child support, basically all that money and shit. And then these same women say that they don't have enough money, which in my opinion, sometimes I don't really understand. Like, what's the use of niggas then if you don't even like our ass? But that's pretty much all I have to say. Like, I'm surprised that Men's Mental Health Awareness Month is even being talked about, because the way I see it, it's just men are not even considered people that have done anything, you know, in today's standards. So it's kind of like, is this even real also? You know, will people take this month seriously like they take every other, 30 days out of the year serious? Probably not. But, you know, to the women watching this video also, because niggas aren't cared about, there's a reason why there are some men that act the way they are. It's because they're not like they're not loved, you know. They're not considered to be worth a damn, really. Do you want to know how many videos I came across YouTube of men, from all these different communities talking about, I hate myself, my life is trash, I'm lonely forever, I I can't get a girlfriend, I'm struggling. And a lot of these men, unfortunately, without the proper treatment, you know, it's not something that, personally, I don't think people should go through, you know. In a time where we like to glorify women and we like to put women on a pedestal, I think more than ever, like, men also need, like, some type of motivation, you know. And not all niggas are bad, man. Like, you have some decent, good head on the shoulders ass niggas, but it's all within how they were raised and how they see fit, you know. But that's all I have to say, man. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to like 50 subs in like a couple weeks, but comment and give me your thoughts on Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Me personally, I just heard about it, and I don't even know if it's real, but why now? But, I'm out, man.